Hello, quilt artisans. My name is Shonda, and welcome to my channel, Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. So it's been a minute since I made a video. I will be producing some content coming up, updating you guys on what I've been doing. But today I'm here with an unboxing. This is the Sew Sampler. It is curated by the folks over at Fat Quarter Shop. It is a monthly subscription. It is $29.95 a month, and I will put the link to this subscription in the description box below. So generally the way this subscription works is each month we receive an installment in a annual quilt along, right? So we get a block every month, and at the end you get the finishing instructions to make the quilt, to how to put it together. And we get some fabric, usually some type of pre-cut, some type of junior jelly roll or junior layer cake, or a jolly bar, which is a unique pre-cut to Fat Quarter Shop, or sometimes maybe some fat quarters or a fat eighth bundle. And then we get a pattern that uses that fabric. And then they'll throw in some extras. Sometimes if the pattern requires a specific ruler or tool, we may get that. Sometimes we may get thread or other little goodies. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and see what we got this month. Right, and this is what it looks like. This is for September, even though this is October. This is the box for September. This came, I don't know when exactly this came. I've had it for a few days. So technically it arrived in September, but I am doing my unboxing today, October 1st. Now, usually behind here, there's some type of coupon. So here we have a free 9-inch jelly braid paper with your next $40 purchase. And there's a QR code that takes us to a free pattern, the Jelly Roll Cabin Shortcut Quilt. Okay. And they are letting us know that Socialites is beginning on October 10th. It looks like there's going to be an informational session. So Socialites is a quilt along that Fat Quarter Shop does. They've been doing it for a few years now, but it's unique. It's unique in that you can choose what size block you want to make. So they do the block in different sizes. I don't know what sizes they're doing this month or this year, but sometimes they'll do like a 3-inch, a 6-inch, and a 9-inch block or something like that. They'll do like something really, really small, and then something medium sized, and then something larger. These are the three. I know that's not really clear, but these are the three quilts this year in the 3 different sizes, just to kind of give you an idea. But now let's get on to what is in the box. All right, so every month we get this little thing here that tells us what's in here, so you know if you're missing anything, and you have, a good description of things. I am already liking what is in this box. So this month we have block number 6 in the flowering quilt along. So that is, let's grab that. And it comes on nice little cardstock, so it's, it's not flimsy. And we have the instructions to make 1 block. I am not doing the quilt along, so I've just been saving these. And then when I have all 12, if somebody wants them, you can have them. Or, we'll see what I do with them. I don't know. But we've got our block. Our block of the month. We also have in here a quilt project book. I love stuff like this. Like, I absolutely love stuff like this. I cannot tell you how excited I am about a notebook or a pen. Like, and I don't think it's just because, like, I'm older. even when I was younger, like I was always just a real pen girly, a pen and pad girly. Like even when I was younger, and working, I still work, but when I was younger and I didn't have a lot of money, but I would still go and I would buy my own pens because I just didn't want to use those plain blue and black pens that my job gave me. I wanted color. And so I would buy my own pens. And so even if I could only use blue and black ink, because I do work for a bank, and there was a time when I could only use blue or black ink, things have changed. But I'm sure y'all remember the days when you had to use blue and black ink for documents. Doesn't really matter anymore. But I would buy my own. So I like this. So we have a project list sheet where you can list all your projects. This is great. And you can go up to 125. That's how many projects you can list. So each page is double-sided and it goes up to 125 projects. I think that's pretty cool. And then we have the individual projects where you can list the name of the quilt, the fabric you're using, the designer, the pattern you're using, quilted by, and then you have size, start date, end date, and if it's done or not. I think that's pretty cute. I love stuff like this. I can't get that to show very clearly. I am sorry. But there are lots of pages, and then this goes up to 150. So then let me go back and look. Does this go? No, so the project list goes up to 150 also. So the project list goes up to 150, and then the individual little areas for you to put more information about each quilt, that also goes up to 150. I think this is pretty good because one of the things that I want to do relatively soon is kind of have I have a bunch of whips, right? And so I do want to start keeping better track. I say this all the time, and sometimes I'm good at it, sometimes I'm not. But I do need to do a better job of keeping track of my projects. Now, I do have project sheets, right? But it's a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And I have to go to the notebook, go to the binder, get a sheet out, and then write it down. So I think if I kind of just have this nifty little book, and I just keep it right next to my sewing machine, then if I'm starting something small, I can just write it down here as opposed to having to go get the binder and get another sheet and blah, blah. So I'm hoping this will help. And I think I would also like to put all of my whips in here. Whew. Sorry, guys. The hot flashes are killer. I was fine, but now I'm flashing. Yeah. Whew. Yeesh. So I like this a lot. I would never buy this because I don't need it, but I love this. I love this a lot. And I like that there's 150 options. This will last for a long time. Even if you did one project a month, that's still, that's only 12 per year. So 5 years would get you 60. So, 10 years would get you 120. So I really would like to go ahead and put all of my whips in here. I think that would be great. And to put all of my projects I'm doing ongoing. I don't think I'm going to try to go back and put things that I've already completed in this book, but I would like to go and put all of my whips in this book. And here we have triangles on a roll. So triangles on a roll, this is quilting paper that is unique to Fat Quarter Shop. And I think this is new. I've not seen this before. They have all different kinds of triangles on a roll. Hold on. And a lot of times we get them in this box. So they have a lot of half square triangle ones. This does 2-inch finished half square triangles. So they make a lot of triangle paper to make a lot of different blocks. I believe they do flying geese blocks. I know they do half square triangles. And I know that there are other blocks that they do. I think they have courthouse steps or a log cabin, that type of stuff. So if you want a precision piece, they do have lots of options that you can use. So this is to make a 5-inch jelly braid. So it makes 5-inch wide finished braid rows. So this is the paper. So I'm assuming that this is going to go with the pattern that we're using. That's one of the things I mentioned. Sometimes if there's a tool or something that you can use to make the project, they will give you that tool. And in this case, it is this braid paper, because what we are making this month is this Dutch braids table runner. Now, I've been wanting to make a braid quilt for quite some time. It is one of the things on my list to make. So I'm pretty excited about this. I probably won't be making this right now because I have other things that I need to make. But this is one of the projects that is on my kind of bucket list, a braid project. There's a specific pattern that I have. I don't remember what it's called, but I do have a pattern that I like, that I want to use. So when I do my braid, I don't know, I might, because the colors match my house. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think about if I want to make this. I'm going to have to really think about it. I might decide I want to make this. Oh, this is valued at $13.98 because I did not say that. This is valued at $13.98. And then our pattern is valued at $9.98, which is typical for a pattern. I think honestly they could, because I don't think they've increased the cost of the pattern or the value of the pattern, but I really think that they could, because it is a full color pattern and it does have cutting diagrams. So, well, in this case there aren't, because we're using the jelly roll, so we don't have any cutting diagrams. But generally, if you're going to be actually cutting like a fat quarter or a layer cake, they would give you a diagram on how to cut that. But in this case, since we're not really doing that, we don't have that for that. But they do have a sewing diagram here showing you how to use the paper. So I think that's pretty neat. And our fabric this month is this, I can't really call it a junior jelly roll because a junior jelly roll would only have 20 strips. This has 24 strips. So the fabric line here is Sun Drenched by, oh, that's so tiny. By Sweet Fire Road. So this is Sweet Fire Road Designs for Moda, and again, it's called Sun Drenched. And this is a nice collection of kind of golds and blues, some gray, and this does match my home. This does match my home. So I don't know. Maybe I might make this. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I just kind of hoard this stuff. I just kind of hoard it. But and then the last item, which actually I'm incredibly excited about, is this Clover seam ripper. The Clover seam ripper is my favorite seam ripper. It is my absolute favorite. But I don't have a pink one. I've only gotten it in white. So this specific one, I personally have only seen it in white. And here's mine. So this is basically the same seam ripper, but in pink. So I think that's kind of cool. I'm actually probably the most excited about this seam ripper than everything else in the box. Sometimes I'm more excited about the friggin' the side stuff, the accessories, than I am about like the actual fabric, which is weird, right? But honestly, like this is these are my favorite things in the box. But that's how I'm weird. That's just how it is for me. That's just how it is for me. But so that is what's in our box. So this fabric is valued at, let's see, where is it at? $26.98 is the value of the fabric. The box is $29.95. So this is your box. So this right here, this is your box. This is the full value of your box plus in a couple extra dollars, right? Because this seam ripper is valued at $5.48, right? So let's just say this is the cost of your box just for these two items. And then everything else that's in here is just a bonus, right? It's a bonus. So the block of the month, bonus. This pattern, bonus. This notebook, this quilt project book, bonus. This 5-inch jelly braid paper, bonus. And this is valued at $16.98. So that's what, 17, 27, 41. These right here, this is $41 right here. So this is the cost of your box. And this is the $41 in extra stuff you get, not including the block of the month. I'm not even counting this because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the block of the month. But this is always just a great value for me. I enjoy this box because I get to see fabric that I would never buy. So it helps me expand my palette and, that type of thing. So I get to look at different fabrics that I wouldn't normally consider purchasing. I wouldn't have purchased this, but I like this fabric a lot, and it does match my home. So if I might not make this project, but I will probably do something with this jelly roll so that I can put this in my house. Now, right now we've got the holidays coming, Halloween is coming, Thanksgiving is coming, Christmas is coming. So this wouldn't be going on the table anytime soon. So this isn't anything I'm rushing to do right now, but this would be great for spring. I think this would be great on the table in springtime. So I would like to do something with this to put on my table for spring. Now, whether I'll make this, I don't know. We'll have to see. But 24 jelly roll strips, our pattern. And to complete this pattern, if we're going to, do it, you only need 5/8 of a yard for your background and your border and 1/2 a yard for your binding. So really nothing, right? Really nothing. And normally Kimberly's cutting instructions, the amount of fabric that she tells you to buy is normally a generous. Like she'll normally give you a little extra in case you want to pre-wash or starch and the fabric is going to shrink to make sure you still have enough. I don't do all of that. So I would probably do the math and see if I can get away with just using a yard. Let's see, 3, 4, 5. It's 10, 11, 12 and a half. 13, 14, 15 and a half. Yeah, you could make do with 1/2 a yard. If you're as long as you don't make any mistakes and you don't pre-wash the fabric to shrink it, I definitely could get my background and border pieces out of 1/2 a yard. Absolutely. So I would only need a yard of additional fabric in order to make this. I need a yard of fabric. That's it. A yard of background and border, which I have, and then 1/2 a yard for my binding, which I have. So I have everything I need to make this. So yeah. But yeah, I was recapping. So the pattern, the 24 jelly roll strips, the pink clover seam ripper, the 5-inch jelly braid paper, the quilt project book, and the next installment, block number 6 in the flowering quilt along. That is our box this month. I am happy. This is going to go in the drawer next to my sewing machine so that when I'm ready for a new seam ripper, when mine starts getting kind of dull, I can use this nice cute pink one. This is going to go right next to my sewing machine, right next to it. So it's available to me to add projects on it or into it as I start new things, because that's what happens. Like if I'm starting a large quilt, I'll usually remember to, get a sheet and write the quilt down. But when I do smaller projects, like just a quick little notion or a quick little tote bag or a quick little wall hanging, a lot of times I completely forget to write that down. And then what happens is I get to this time of year and I'm like, shoot, what did I do this year? What projects did I complete? And I have no idea. And the only way I can find out is if potentially I go back through all my old videos and watch them. And I'm not doing that. So I just try to do my best to try to figure it out. But yeah, I need to do better at that. So I'm pleased with this box. I have no complaints. I am happy with everything that's in here. Triangle paper is not my favorite thing to use, but I think it would be really great for this specific project because you can get that nice, especially if you slow down. You know, I have tremendous difficulty sewing in a straight line. So because of that, I generally don't use it because I find like the main part of using triangle paper is that you get accurate pieces so that you don't have to square them up. But if you don't sew a straight line, that kind of negates that. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think it would be good for this. I think it might be good for this. I'm curious to try it. I'm curious about this. I'm really curious about this. I might have to make this. But yeah, that is the box. I am satisfied. I hope you are too. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.